There's a lot of reasons why I set my meal up like this, and I'm gonna show you how it's gonna keep you lean and in shape and full and not spike your blood glucose or your insulin and make you snappy later. So the first thing you're gonna see in here is chicken thigh, okay? I choose chicken thigh over chicken breast. One, because I personally think that it tastes better, and two, because it's a little bit of a fattier source of protein. I love to get my fats in through beef, steak, salmon, chicken thigh, right? I love to choose those sources of fat rather than having to add in additional fats later on. It just makes it really easy for me to eat the foods that I like to eat, plus it helps keep it a little less dry. Then I also did some beef in here. The reason I did beef was not because I don't want more chicken. It's because I ran out of chicken. I meal prepped and I only had like 2.5 ounces of chicken left, and I like to eat around 7 to 8 ounces of meat per meal because my goal is to have 150, 160-ish grams of protein every single day. If I'm eating 3 or 4 meals, it makes it really hard for me to hit that many grams of protein if I'm not having a big amount of protein at each meal. And keeping it stable and during the day, every 3 to 4 hours, is going to help me hit that goal and not have to cram a bunch of food later on and wreck my digestion. You can really only digest like 50 to 60 grams of protein at a time. 10 ounces of anything, it's gonna be a lot harder on your digestion overall. So if you can split it up throughout the day, it's gonna make your life a lot easier. And then finally, you'll see that I have some potatoes in here. Potatoes are a great source of carbohydrates, also fiber. I love eating potatoes over rice personally because I do not have a ton of carbs that I love to eat on the day-to-day. I personally like to keep my carbs on the lower end, still above like 150 grams. That's just lower for me personally. However, this gives me a little bit more volume than something like rice would give me. So again, I prioritize my meal. Most of my plate is typically going to be a protein source, and I'm always going to eat the protein before the carb, and then I'll eat the carb at the very end of the meal. And this keeps my blood sugar stable, keeps me satiated for hours, and also helps me build muscle and stay relatively lean without even trying.